Good evening, folks. Zach Cross here. So, for a couple of weeks, myself and other individuals that have helped many people get elected and have decided not to help any candidates who have hired a certain firm up where we're at that seems to perpetuate greed, corruption, and tyranny within our local government. What we should do and how we should figure out how to better prepare candidates for when they enter public office and they end up seeing that there's criminal activities going on within our government. You should ask everybody running for public office what they plan on doing if they get in there and they end up seeing that there is, in fact, a criminal organization operating within our local government. Folks, we catch them doing everything with their oligarchy, from embezzling money from churches, possibly killing their wife and getting away with it as a cop. Kind of seems that way to me. I don't think anybody shoots themselves twice in the head. I kept my mouth shut for a long time about this. But folks, it's plain and simple. Anybody in office who's letting this go on, even if they're not taking part in the criminal activity, and anybody we elect to office that witnesses it, is setting themselves up when they do nothing about it and they just let the problem fester and perpetuate. What they're doing is they're creating a situation where they are considered part of criminal conspiracy. They are considered an accessory to this. And like I told you, I wasn't the only one who sold raffle tickets and got ahead of this. I was the only one who sold raffle tickets basically and let you know that I did it and got ahead of it. There's another candidate up in District 5, at least one, maybe both besides myself, that did the same thing. Now, what do you expect them to do if they won't even open their mouth about selling illegal raffle tickets? What do you think they're going to do when they get in office? One of them I haven't even been that fucking mean to as my, opponent. But I do wonder if their greenness is going to prevent them from getting in there and correcting these issues when they come up, if they won't even fess up to you guys that they sold illegal raffle tickets. So if you elect me, I plan on using the Federal Racketeering Crimes Act, RICO. And pretty much RICO for the criminal side, they've made the civic side very hard to prosecute under. But pretty much right here, I believe that you could get them with extortion. I know that they threaten people to get their way if they don't vote. Bribery, looks like that might take place. We know at least some of them are stealing because every once in a while they get caught. Theft, well, we know some of them end up stealing stuff because they get caught for that every once in a while. Embezzlement, well, that goes there. We know most of them are frauds and do fraudulent things. A lot of them are obstructing justice because they cover for each other and themselves. Money laundering, well, you do gotta wonder where some of that money goes and comes from. I mean, there's some fishy stuff going on. Embezzlement of union funds. Well, I don't know if you would call that what they do with the pension fund, but maybe. And then, some might consider what they're doing to our Constitution acts of terrorism, but I doubt we're gonna nail them on that. So, pretty much, for those of you who don't know, the RICO Act was created in the 1970s, and it's pretty much predominantly been used to shut down the mafia and do a couple of other things under Giuliani. Now, like I said, there's Criminal RICO Act, and pretty much, it covers the 35 offenses we went over, which it looks like we could probably catch most of the oligarchy in like half a dozen or a little bit more of these acts. 20 years in prison and severe financial penalties is what they would be looking at. Now, look, folks, I doubt that that'll happen to any of them. Most of them have ties to federal entities within the local field agent offices, right? Because pretty much they control everything within a certain distance because they're related to, well, a lot of people who've been running dirty political offices for a long time. So, you know, the Civil RICO Act would actually be better, but the problem is we can only go on 4 years, and a lot of these crooks' crimes go back a lot further than that. So I guess now that I'm done rambling on, the key is you should be asking your candidates what they plan on doing if they end up getting in there and seeing that we've got a bunch of criminal enterprise taking place within the walls of our government halls. We all know it is to some degree. You know, they get caught every once in a while. But this is something we need to start fixing, because obviously just letting it go isn't doing anything. Look at the last 3 years. Look at the last 30 years. Look at the last year. It's just getting worse and worse and worse because we're just letting it happen. You know, pretty soon we're all going to be homeless, and the only ones with a house are going to be these government crooks living off of our taxes. And this is wrong. They've robbed us blind for years. They have raped the Constitution repeatedly. It's time to start doing something about it. And I'm sorry, if you get elected and you witness this, and if you're cops and you know this is going on and you're doing nothing about it, you're an accessory. You're a accessory to criminal conspiracy to defraud the voters of Yuba County. All right, folks, God bless you. Ask your candidate what they're going to do when they get in there and they see this sort of criminal activity that would be covered under the RICO Act. Are they going to shut up and go along to get along, or are they going to do something to protect the Constitution and our community? God bless. Have a good night.